All right, so we have this happening.
Hmm.
What's happening? What is this?
Richard Dawkins has been deplatformed and canceled
Why?
for his criticism of Islam.
Wait, so these people didn't know before inviting him that he criticized Islam? Like, how's that? Was that news to them?
In the statement that I read, the person like openly said, "I just looked at his Wikipedia page. I wasn't familiar with all this."
Okay, so who are the what? Okay, giving me the background. Who are these people? Why? How did they not know who Richard Dawkins is? And even if they didn't know, why did they invite him? Is this like this is a university, right?
Yes. So it's the College Historical Society, which is like a very famous old um, speech and debate organization society.
Mhm.
Short name is the Hist, the nickname. They uninvited him after it was brought to their attention his criticism of Islam and um, his unaware of his opinions on Islam and sexual assault.
Wait,
And
what? Sexual assault? What is that referring to?
I don't actually know.
Hmm. Um. Okay, how could a university not know who Richard Dawkins like that the fact that Richard Dawkins was like openly against all religions, including Islam? How could they not know that? I mean, and then why did they invite why did they invite him without even to speak without even checking his video Wikipedia page? Like that's the amount of research that they had to do to decide like yeah, we don't like this guy. I mean,
No.
like,
Well, if I'm remembering correctly, they were
hmm,
talking about how that's how the person who was doing the auditing, the auditor
hmm,
of the Hist, Brid O'Donnell, announced the cancellation and basically said, "Oh, I had only reviewed his Wikipedia page, but then other people brought to my attention his criticisms
oh,
of Islam and his opinions on sexual assault." But this article gets into it.
do you want to read it?
Um, yeah, so he was scheduled to speak to the society next year. They schedule big name speeches every year. And this is a really old society. Like they had Oscar Wilde, they've had Winston Churchill, they've had Desmond Tutu. Like this is the level of speakers
Wow.
that this society works with, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Controversial figures throughout history, right?
Hmm.
Um, but this was too much, I guess. Um, or they've gone soft. So auditor of the Hist, Brid, that's probably not how you say it, O'Donnell announced the cancellation in a statement on her Instagram page, saying that she had been quote unaware of Richard Dawkins' opinions on Islam and sexual assault until this evening, adding that the society will not be moving ahead with his address as we value our members' comfort above all else. So that's what triggered me about this is the oh, thank you, Mansoor the Simping, is saying that we value their comfort above everything else,
Above everything else.
above all else.
Like hasn't isn't this like oh like this is haven't we gotten over this? I thought this was like this whole accusations of Islamophobia and people getting butthurt over being anti-Islam. This is so like what year was this? Was this like because I thought like most academic institutions have moved past that and now realize that they're morons for like he's also Christianity. Is that not an issue for them?
No, not based
So
on these statements.
hmm. I mean, this is like I thought we have moved past this.
I think you've had the benefit of being in very specific circles where the conversation in the circles that you've been in has long since moved past the distinction or misnomer that is Islamophobia.
Yeah,
but
Arjun is
a
saying
lot of people aren't there. Yeah, so 2015. Yeah.
yeah, 2015. That's I was looking for a year. Yeah, thank you, Arjun. That's exactly. Yeah, and also Mortad Skeptic was asking, um, why is his opinion on Islam the one that causes the cancellation?
Well, they also
Yes,
made some allusion to, well, it was opinions on Islam and sexual assault. Katie Wren is saying, what sexual assault, advocating for women not being forced into hijab. You have a point.
Yeah, I don't know what is that talking about. Do you have any idea what that is referring to? Like nobody mentions.
I'm completely unfamiliar with that. So if someone has is more familiar with what that's referring to, please let me know, because I'm curious. So I'll read a little bit more. The invitation to Richard Dawkins to speak at the society was made by my predecessor, and I followed up on the invitation with limited knowledge of Mr. Dawkins, O'Donnell said. I had read his Wikipedia page and researched him briefly. Regretfully, I didn't look further into him before moving forward with the invitation. So that's what I was referring to.
Right.
And then I want to thank everyone who pointed out this valuable information to me. I truly hope we didn't cause too much discomfort. And if so, I apologize and will rectify it. He hadn't even spoken yet. It was for next year, apologizing for the discomfort.
Apologizing for the discomfort of considering like inviting him, even though we disinvited him because we don't like, because you guys, this is, you know what I want? You know what I want? I want some Muslims to come and say, you know what? Yeah, this is very insulting. And they like apologize. Yeah, sorry. Like, no. Not inviting Dawkins. You thinking that we're so sensitive, like we can't have somebody that disagrees with our view. You not having them because you think like we're like children. You're treating us like children, and we think you are insulting us by thinking that we can't handle a speaker. Like if I want Muslims to come forward and say like you are being insulting to us, that's what you need to apologize for. What?
I mean, I agree, that'd be cool to see, but to be fair, this was not in defense of Muslims specifically. This was for the discomfort of the speech society's members. That's who she was trying to prevent the discomfort of. Not
why what discomfort would this has caused?
I think she's intimating that he is a bigot and misogynist. And therefore platforming deplorable views, presumably. That's the way that I took what was inferred. Continuing. Dawkins is a famous author and academic known for his books on evolution, such as The Selfish Gene, published in 1976, which is credited with bringing a gene-centered view of evolution into the public sphere. As a staunch atheist, Dawkins is also known for his controversial criticisms of religion. He has come under fire in the past for his comments on Muslim faith schools, saying that they had a pernicious influence. This came after the Muslim Council of Britain said it was unreasonable to expect schools not to teach fundamental theories of faith, even if those fundamental theories of faith are antithetical to what is understood to be objective reality, which is where Dawkins' criticisms come in. Because he wants these children to be prepared for life.
Yeah. By the way, you know the Christians love this because Christians are like, look how we don't cancel people even though you're anti-Christian, and they use this to say like, look how sensitive, like I mean, look how unfair things are towards Christians, right? Like these people never get canceled. These people are so openly anti-Christianity as well, and nobody finds that to be a problem, but they get deplatformed for being anti-Islam. So that feeds into the Christians use this to show like how everything is unfair against Christians, but also to show like, look how tolerant we are. We don't do what the Muslims are doing. We don't go and deplatform you from your speaking engagements because you're anti-Christian. So Yeah, so this works for them. But go on.
I mean, because it's operating off of the presumption that Muslims are minorities everywhere. That's kind of where that mentality comes in, I think, and it's just obviously, frankly, objectively not true.
Yeah, Muslims are the minority group everywhere in the world. I mean, technically they are now in Iran. So I don't know. but this
according
is
to
how
recent data, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, but they are in power, like in many places in the world. Like they are the oppressors in the many places in the world. So
yeah, and I mean it's the world's second largest religion.
Yeah, and even if they weren't, it's still crappy ideas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Soon to be the world's largest religion. Maybe if we can't. Actually, I don't know anymore because the deconversion rate is growing. So we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's a different discussion. So this is not the first time the Hist, as the society is nicknamed, has landed in hot water over invitations to speakers. In 2018, former auditor of the Hist, Paul Malloy, came under fire for members of the society's committee over inviting Nigel Farage to address the society. In a statement posted in the Hist Facebook group at the time, Malloy said, quote, "The society plays host to numerous individuals of divergent views, many of which our members feel strongly and passionately about. This is the nature of free inquiry in a democratic society. It is by that inquiry the strength of ideas and the validity of beliefs are challenged and upheld." I think this is something you and I both would very much agree with. We recognize, however, that many of these individuals hold controversial and unorthodox views, but ultimately we must recognize that they are figures who are in the public discourse. So scroll down. In an open letter to members, 23 ordinary members, including 3 former auditors of the College Historical Society, aka the Hist, condemned the move to invite Nigel Farage to speak. Malloy later backtracked, saying it was wrong of me to extend an invitation to Nigel Farage in the manner with which I did. I offer my sincerest apologies for any offense which has been caused from Hist subsequently decided not to confer the Society's gold member of outstanding contribution to public discourse on Farage. In an email statement to the University Times, O'Donnell said, "I was not so this is going back to the current issue. I was not previously aware of the harmful statements made by Richard Dawkins. The invitation was issued in advance of this committee's tenure, and we are deeply grateful to the members and students who brought this to our attention." And then here's where I get heated again. "The comfort of our membership is paramount, and we will not be proceeding with Professor Dawkins' address. I apologize for any distress caused by this announcement." Yeah, exactly. We're both getting so upset.
Oh my God, where's the ambulance? Man, our feelings we're so distressed. I need years of psychotherapy. And then, oh my God, imagine going to your therapist and I'm in the crash. What happened today? Oh, our organization invited a speaker that I do not like. I don't know if I could ever recover from this. Doctor, save me. What this stress? Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Who are these babies? Who are these babies? Oh my God. Like somebody just like locked them up in their room because they can't handle, like these people are not ready to like face the world. Like imagine like if this causes them distress, like seriously, like wrap them up in like some bubble wrapping or something, like because like they're gonna get seriously hurt by oh my God. How have they survived the world till now? How have these people managed to reach adulthood? Like how are they still alive given that this causes them distress? Like yeah, oh my God. Imagine if these people were like like somewhere else, like throw them in Yemen or something. Like they would like they will not survive a week.
They wouldn't survive 24 hours.
Right? Oh my God. Oh God! All right, but go. Yeah.
Okay, so I apologize for any distress caused by this announcement. Just the announcement itself. And the Hist will continue to listen and adapt to the needs and comfort of students, she added. So, oh my God. So this is from the Hist, one of Trinity's 2 debating societies, and it is the oldest student society in the world, having been founded in 1770. Okay. So, like, I really can't stand this promotion of safetyism. It's intellectually crippling. It's infantilizing. If what he puts forward is so supposedly harmful, I would suggest maybe inviting a speaker after him that would counter what he said.
Yeah, good idea. Well, can you see this Jason's comment? Do you know what that is?
What's Dawkins' response to this? Actually, I'm not sure. Let me check his Twitter really fast.
Okay.
Probably just ignore, because he doesn't need this. He doesn't need it.
Susanna, your audio is getting cut a little bit for me. Did you change your internet yet?
No. That's happening tomorrow. I can switch to a different network right now.
No. It's fine. It's fine. Is it good for everybody in the live chat? Or is it just getting cut for me? Morta is saying, why is comfort that big of a concern in a debating society? Good question. I mean, yeah. I mean, isn't the whole point of the... Oh, my... I mean, we have been saying these things forever. Terrell saying, the hilarious thing is that Richard Dawkins is an enormously soft-spoken and gentle Oxford professor, but these people make him out to be some fire-breathing bigot. What morons, exactly. Okay. Cause of death feelings. Mercy, apologize for distress. Do they want effing pacifier with that apology? Yeah, I like that actually. Oh my God, Armin, how dare you say that? Ooh. All right, wait. Should we bring up some people up here in our see if anybody wants to join us, me and Susanna, live on air.
There anything else you want to add to that?
Oh wait, I do want to add. Yeah, I do want to add this. Hold on. I was looking at Reddit for comments on this. Hold on. Good thing you asked. Can you read?
You got to zoom in a lot.
Yes. Is this zoomed in enough for you?
Yes.
Okay.
So what is this? Is the Reddit? What forum is this?
It doesn't. Yeah, but it was in response to this article. So.
Okay. I find it hilarious that there is a big official sign on the side of Trinity College Pierce Street near the Science Gallery.
Wait, your audio is cutting off. Say that one more time.
I find it hilarious that there is a big official sign on the side of the Trinity College Pierce Street near the Science Gallery that reads, quote, "Disruptors and innovators welcome." Well.
Say that again. Your audio got cut right before you read this.
Disruptors and innovators welcome. And then they say, well, ...
Yeah.
And that's what the university is meant to be about, particularly humanities. Humanities without robust debate is a waste of taxpayers' money. I could agree. The Hist should be wrapped up. Their former auditor, Michael Coleman, got into some controversy a few years ago for allowing sexism to run rampant in the Hist, apparently. And yet he spearheads a move to make the current auditor drop the invitation to Hawkins. The entire society doesn't sound fit for purpose, and it's an embarrassment that it has such a prominent billing in Trinity.
All right, so what I like about this is that this is not like in a free speech, like these comments, and a lot of comments are like that here, okay? But this is not, these reactions, it's not like in a Reddit, a subreddit that is about free speech, or a atheism subreddit. Like, it's not a pro Richard Dawkins, but subreddit. This is just our Ireland, right? So these are the kind of reactions that you get. Like, this is the second top comment, right? And these are the most upvoted comments.
Yeah, I
right?
couldn't find anything of him making a statement on this. On oh wait, he retweeted something, a video of Gad Sad giving his take on the situation. Gad Sad put out a video called "The Deplatforming of Richard Dawkins," and then Richard Dawkins retweeted that video and said, Trinity Dublin is an educational institution of high distinction. It would be unfair to condemn this ancient college because of the sheep-like conformity of one rather foolish individual who seems to have no understanding of what a university is for.
Good. I like that. No, but the main point I wanted to make with regards to these top comments on the subreddit is that these are like mainstream reaction to it is like, this is insane. Do you know what I mean? Like, look, this is the third top comment. The no platforming mania comes to Ireland. Very sad. If I was a student, I would feel insulted by the suggestion that I am too delicate to withstand hearing an opinion that differed from the one I was allowed to have, right? Again, this is on a subreddit that has nothing to do with free speech, nothing to do with like being pro Richard Dawkins, atheism, or anything like that, right? Anti-Islam. And this is what the main responses of people are, right? So it gives me hope that, so like a lot of people in the live chat are saying, like, there was Objective Reality also saying this is so 2016. I think it was Objective Reality who said that, right? But other people were saying, like, this, what the hell? Like, is this still happening? Why is this still happening? But again, I do think, like, if you look at it,
there's a good comment. Scroll a little farther down. Oh shoot, I lost it. Yeah. Basically, it was someone saying that, oh yeah, wait, right here. The Bloody Mummers says, you can see the bind. She probably assumed he only ridiculed Christianity, which is like totally fair game, and then found out he had been critical of other religions too, which is just like not on.
Yeah. But yeah, these are just random, just normal people, right? So I like how this is the reaction that we get. So I think this reaction is what's different from 2015, 2016. Like, this is the majority of the reaction. So let's be a little bit hopeful, right?
It's so weird because he's not even like, he's a lib. He's a hardcore lib.
Right.
Like, they're acting like he's
but
really.
But even if he was like, okay, let's be right,
extreme far righty,
right,
it would be interesting to see that speech.
No, the main thing I'm trying to correct is not that if he was far right is okay. What I was trying to say is, like, we have to be careful because right wing doesn't mean far right. So we have to, that's what. Yes.
No, but I was taking it to the extreme.
Right. I am going to invite some people to join me and Susanna here if they want to talk about stuff. So we are talking. Okay, so I'm going to post a link here on the community tab for anybody who wants to come just for a little bit, just for like 20 minutes or so. Okay, we're talking about Dawkins.
This intellectual coddling, it's not going to serve anyone. It's not serving your students to intellectually coddle them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, I'm only posting the link to our members only. If anybody wants to come here, just hang out with us for 20 minutes. So it's members only, okay?
Ooh, high praise from Al-Uza is here. Al-Uza is saying, I love this channel. You have replaced the atheist experience for me. That's very sweet.
Oh, thank you, guys.
You know what's funny is that I started watching Atheist Republic because I wanted to watch content that was more inclusive and diverse in terms of going after many different faiths and dogmas.
Mm-hmm.
And then people have the nerve to say that we're really
Yeah.
uninclusive and hateful. And
No,
I'm like,
that's
literally demographically, we are by far more diverse in terms of who we speak to, like what issues we cover. All sacred cows are being slaughtered.
Oh, we have somebody joining us actually. Hold on. Hello, Wayman. Wayman,
Hello.
can you hear us? Hi, can you hear us?
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
live on air.
Yeah.
Do you have any comments on Dawkins getting canceled?
I'm quite shocked actually.
You're shocked.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So you're actually live streaming in public now?
Hmm?
Are you actually live streaming in public now?
Yeah, we're live streaming it publicly, so be careful.
Alright.
All right. So you're shocked.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanna add?
I don't know what happened to him that he got cancelled from public. I mean.
He got canceled because of his anti-Islam views. That's why.
Oh. Again. Alright, let me turn on the mic.
All right. Okay, cool. That was yeah. Wayman was very shocked. He was like, I don't know what happened. Why did he get canceled? Well, I'm so shocked. And then like, oh, and then I said Islam because of Islam. Like,
Well, to answer your question about both of our questions about the reference to opinions on sexual assault that we were confused about, people are saying that they think it is an allusion to the Rebecca Watson affair. For those,
oh my God, really? Is that what they're referring to?
They
still?
That's what they think. I know, right? Still. So there was an incident of this woman, Rebecca Watson, being harassed during an atheist meeting, and then apparently Dawkins dismissed her concerns. It's not worthwhile, and then she got hurt and demanded an apology. And I don't think he did issue an apology, and then things deteriorated at that point. And Katie Wren is also saying, don't tell me that they are angry at this quote, date rape is bad. Stranger rape at night point is worse. If you think that's an endorsement of date rape, go away and learn how to think. Yeah.
No, Katie Wren is also saying something else. Check this out.
Aw, Katie, I love you. I started watching AR for the same reason. This was and still is one of the very few channels that goes against so many different kinds of dogma. Yes. Well, thank you, Katie, and we're very happy to have you as a valued member of our community.
Oh, we have some Harshit is here. Harshit.
Oh, I like your icon, Harshit.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, excellent. I've been here before as well, but I've never used my actual name.
Okay, just so you know, this is public, so.
I know.
Okay.
So how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm good myself too.
I like your comments in the live chat, by the way. They're always very nice.
Oh,
good.
Thank
I
you.
like highlighting them.
I try. About the Richard Dawkins thing, like I don't know if I really have an opinion on him getting like disinvited. But I do have an opinion on, I think someone or people were posting in the live chat about his remarks on rape at knife point versus a date rape. So I think
maybe use the word.
Oh yeah, I forget.
Do we have another word for the R word?
I mean, we already said it.
No, the more you say it, get the worse it gets. Just say ard.
Also, Harshit, could you turn down the volume of us a little bit? I'm getting an echo, please.
Oh, getting an echo? That's interesting.
That's good. Now it's fixed. It's fixed. Go on.
Oh, I just moved the mic closer to my face. Yeah, I was saying that I think that someone getting, I'm going to call assault. I'm going to say assault. Someone getting assaulted by a stranger at knife point. I mean, that is tragic. but at least it's a stranger who we don't know what the stranger thinks. The stranger is maybe out for blood, but something happening on a date is like, I think that's doubly bad, because that's like a violation of a person's trust, of someone a person could maybe trust or
What did
something.
he say? What did Dawkins say?
Well, the quote that Katie gave for us in the super chat, so presuming this quote is correct, the quote is, date rape is bad. Shoot, I just said it. Stranger assault at knife point is worse. If you think that is an endorsement of date
Right.
assault, go away and learn how to think.
Yeah, so here's I actually talked to directly to Dawkins in London a couple of years ago. He was
Oh,
like, we
wow.
were at the table, and I told him that it's so, I don't understand when I say X is worse than Y, that is not an endorsement of Y. And he looked at me like, yeah, isn't that obvious? Like, I don't know exactly what he said. Like, why is that? Like, why do we need to? Like, he was so angry. Like, why do we need to explain this to people? I don't care. Like, I know, like Harsh is saying, no, maybe this one is worse, that one is worse. The point is not which one is worse. The point is, like, why do you think if I say this is worse than the other one? The way I say it is like, if I say cancer is worse than AIDS, I'm not saying, yay, AIDS is great. Oh, so great. Like, I'm not saying AIDS is awesome because I'm saying cancer is worse than AIDS, right? This is not, it doesn't make me pro AIDS to say cancer is worse than AIDS, right? But people are so dumb. Like, this is basic logic. This is like basic. It's so simple, and people get like, so that's why he keeps doing it. He's comparing two really bad things to each other and saying one of them is worse than the other one, to just see that people, he basically kind of like showing people's reaction to what he's saying, to demonstrate how bad people are at logic, right? And some people, like, and I've seen a lot of people in the atheist community like, oh my god, look at Richard Dawkins being reduced to saying this kind of R is worse than that kind of R. Like, is that what Dawkins has come down to? Like, he's comparing different kinds of R's? No, he's showing you he's showing people the reason why he's comparing those things is because people are so sensitive about R issues, and their emotion gets in the way of doing basic logic. So their reaction, he's basically doing like my kind of activism, right? To do something that people are really get offended by, to demonstrate that their reaction shows how bad people are at basic logic.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if two things are
Well-
bad, it could certainly be that one is worse, but it does not make the other better in like any which way.
Right, exactly. And and if you think he's got it the other way around and the other one is worse, that's not the point. The point is not which one is.
Yep. Yeah, I totally misinterpreted it.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, that's great. No, I'm glad that you actually talked, and I'm glad you gave us an excuse for me to. Yeah, because this is my brand of like activism, so I like it. So I'm glad that you brought it up.
And you also got to, humble brag that you got to talk to Dawkins in person.
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been
when you
great.
met him, didn't he present a copy of your book to you and ask you to sign it?
Yeah. So when I met Dawkins, I have witnesses for this, okay? Because I knew if people didn't witness this, and nobody would believe that this happened, okay? So in London, I was sitting at my table, and Richard Dawkins walks up to my table, okay? Nobody would believe me nobody believes me if I didn't have multiple people on the table, including Ali Rizvi there. Ali Rizvi was there, and he was, right?
The photos were so cute. You looked so happy.
Right. So, but Susanna, you're so pixely, I can't see anything.
I'm sorry.
Right. So Richard Dawkins walks up to my table with my book, Why There's No God, in his hand, right? And he gives the books to me, and he says, Armin, can you sign this for me? That was the best day of my life. Seriously, that was the best day of my life. Seriously. I don't know. I was gonna say my wedding is after my wedding. That was the best day of my life, but no, that was the best day of my life.
Hey, at least you're intellectually honest.
Yeah. That was. Oh my God, Harshad is here. Okay, Harshad, there's a Chris. Oh wait, Chris was. No, you can say Harshad because Chris was waiting to join in, but now he left. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. Where did Chris go?
Oh, yeah. It's okay. Like if there are other people waiting, I'm happy to leave.
He got tired of waiting. So here. No, Arjun is here now. Okay, so let me just bring Arjun on at the same time.
Wait, just a second. Horace, why are you not a member so you can't join us in moments like
Yeah.
this? We need to publicly shame Horace Sultan.
Why is Harris Sultan not a member on our YouTube channel so he could see the link? I have to go send him the link every time. Here, I'll go. Fine. I have to send him the link because we're Facebook friends. I can send him it. But
I'm on.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
hi,
you are.
Arjun. How are you?
Hi, all.
What's your take?
Harris Sultan saying you have a photo with Dawkins too. I have videos with Dawkins, not just photos. But go on.
Let them know.
Yeah, guys, I have to brag about that.
Hi, Harshit. This is the first time I'm on with another guest, so I'm glad.
Yeah.
Hey, Arjun.
Oh, we're all here. Okay. Hi, Chris.
Howdy.
Hey, we're all here at the same time.
One thing that it shows is that people still think of morality as this kind of taboo versus disgust reaction thing versus what is it called? Commandment. They think of it as this kind of thing that should be unspoken, as opposed to something that should be analyzed and observed in its actual aspects and its harm. They're still thinking of it as something that should be unspoken instead, and that's why they're reacting with. It seems with what is it? Outrage. With outrage when someone treats it like something that is bad because of a specific harm and not just bad without any questions asked. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the solution to this?
No, I think it's good that people are so outraged because it just shows that they still think of morality that way. This exposes the fact that they still think of morals in terms of taboos and so on, instead of actually dispassionately analyzing
Harm reduction
results in the harms of things.
Yes. This is the entire point of doing taboo things, and people still don't get it. People like him and Mehta don't get it. Why are you doing this? This is very perfect. The whole point of it is to show people that their moral system is Harris Sultan is here. We have the Sultan in the house. Wow, look at us. We have a huge panel here today. Harris, can you hear us? We can't hear you.
You're muted.
You're muted or
Oh yes. How am I now? Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, fantastic.
Right. No, I just wrote it.
Oh wait, I'm getting an echo.
I'm getting an echo too.
Chris and Harshit have got to mute themselves.
Oh, yeah, mute yourself, guys. There you
Thank
go.
you.
Okay. How's that?
Go on.
Okay. No, I was going to say that I saw your. There's still an echo.
I'm not getting an echo.
Okay, maybe I'm getting it. Okay, I can ignore that.
No, I'm getting it too.
Yeah. Oh, you're getting it too. I think it's Armin.
No, it's not. Go on.
Susanna. No, it's me.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's got to be you. Everybody else is muted or wearing a headset. And I think the solution is to sacrifice ourselves and push these issues.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
I am happy to sacrifice myself and my 5 sons.
guys, Harshit and Arjun, you guys spoke, so I'm gonna leave only Chris and Harris Sultan. Okay, so you guys could
sure thing. But before I go, can I just add one comment?
One fast.
Harris, I saw your video about the 5 sons thing, and it somehow reminds me of the 5 people getting sacrificed at the establishment of Sikhism, but it was not actually a people sacrifice. I don't know. I just wanted to let you know that. Thank you so much, Armin.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, good. So now we have. Okay, go on, Harris, and then Chris. You're muted. Okay, Chris. Well, Harris, go. What? You keep muting and unmuting yourself.
Harris,
yeah, because I'm trying to avoid the. I'm trying to avoid the echo. No, I just wanted to say, because I just checked your message where you asked me what's happening with the channel. I actually didn't get the strike. Abdullah Samir got the strike, but one of my videos got removed while I was doing the live stream, and I appealed it, but I haven't heard back from them. I shared the same videos on my English stream, but nothing's happened to my English stream. So I really don't know what's going on. But anyway, mine was not a strike, though, because it was the first one. So it's just a warning. So I haven't lost any of my privileges. But I shouldn't even get a warning, as I said, because, there was nothing wrong. I mean, I haven't done anything. I was actually critiquing. I was criticizing the person, the father of the Paris attacker. So...
Oh yeah, don't mention it, because don't mention that guy, because it seems like that's a very striky, like YouTube. It seems to be very trigger happy with this passing out strikes on that specific topic. So we need to be careful about that. So YouTube is so dumb. YouTube is so dumb. But if any, by the way, Harris, if any time your channel gets like strikes, or if you go Facebook, Twitter, if anything happens to you, you have the full force of the Atheist Republic trying to bring more at, like, we have your back, okay? Like, we will do videos on it, we will tweet about it, we will do Facebook posts about it. Like, you could demand, like, we bring, like, if you want to do petitions, if you want to get more people to check out your other platforms because one of your platforms is down, if you want to make another second YouTube channel and us to promote it, like, we're here to completely, like, make sure that we have your back, okay? Like, you could count on us, okay?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah. You could, guys, in the live chat, if you hold us accountable, okay? If Harris Sultan goes down even for a week, that's a week. Any of you, Harris Sultan, Apostle Prophet, Abdullah Samir, we have your back, okay? So, yeah. Chris.
So I can't remember for sure if it was Hitchens or Dawkins that had the comments about being Ard as a school child. And that it wasn't all that bad. I think it was Dawkins back in the day.
Yeah, it was him. He was. Can I say MOLS? He was MOL.
Or a victim of assault.
He was
a victim of childhood assault
by a priest, I think. And he said that, and he said it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and that caused huge outrage.
Right. I think he was comparing it to, like, a full-on, like, aggressive, like, assault on a woman or something like that. I think it was like, because he wasn't, like, he was nothing, like, he was just, like, touched or something, right? But he wasn't, like, there was no I don't know what I can say on YouTube.
Penetration.
There was no penetration or something like that. And he was, like, saying, like, compared to that kind of R, it wasn't that bad, right? So again, I mean, what do you think, Chris, about that? Is he wrong?
No, I think he's right. There's a lot of nuance to it all.
Right.
I mean, even the date R that he was talking about earlier, is that taken advantage of, or later felt that she may have been too drunk or he may have been too drunk and had regret. There's a whole wide range of it, and if you try to talk about any of it, the woke comes after you and tries to get you knocked out, especially if you're a white male. So I think that's what's happening to Dawkins, is they haven't succeeded yet. So they're scrutinizing every little thing he says and attacking him.
Yeah, I mean, if this was being said about anything else that wasn't R related, people would be like, yeah, I guess one of this is worse than the other one, right? So, for example, if you say, I was robbed and I had, like, some money in my wallet, like $100, and they took $100, right? And you can say, yeah, I guess it's bad, but I know somebody that they broke into his house and they shot everybody and except him, and they took everything that he owned. And yeah, I guess, like, somebody taking out my $100, it's not as bad as, like, that, like the full-on house, like people showing up and murdering everybody in the house and taking everything you own. I guess that guy has the worst, right? People are like, yeah, of course, one of them is worse than the other one, right? But then,
No.
what
you're saying is that it's okay to rob people as long as it's only $100.
Yeah, see, that's so if nobody will come and say like, oh, Armin is okay for robbing people, but like nobody will say that. But when it comes to topics about sex and R, all of a sudden people are like, like, no, you're endorsing one of them. And I saw this with Game of Thrones as well, right? Because remember when, guys, spoiler alert, beep beep, okay? Well, remember when Sansa was Ard, right? The internet lost its mind. People like cancel Game of Thrones. This should have been shown. And we're talking about a TV series that people like pulled someone else's tongue out. People got beheaded. People were burned. Little girls were burned alive. And apparently, but when Sansa got Ard, people like canceled the show. So what does that mean? Does it mean that these people are okay with like burning like little girls alive? Like, is that okay then? Because apparently that doesn't make the show cancel worthy. Susanna has her hand up. Go.
I think it's worthwhile to acknowledge that it's not uncommon for victims of assault to minimize their experience. It's psychologically very common. It's a common coping mechanism. Frequently to say what happened to me wasn't that bad. It's a way to reduce your own perception of the trauma you endured by conceptualizing that it's so much worse to someone else.
But I had this. Have you guys? Only tell me if you're comfortable with this, okay? Chris, Harris, Susanna, has this ever happened to you as like a child or anything?
Yeah, I was sexually assaulted by a Roman Catholic bishop.
Wow. It happened to me as a kid by a taxi driver. So Harris, has it happened to you?
No, I actually spoke about it just a couple of days ago when I was pretty old. I think I was about 15 at that time, and there was this. I was just walking through a garden, and this guy just came out of the bush and just said he was pointing towards his crotch, and he was like, "Hey, come here!" Like it was like literally frothing. Like I don't know what it was in his head. The guy was crazy, so I just ran. That's the closest thing I got. Right. I ran faster than Usain Bolt.
Wow. Wait, so there's 3 guys here and 1 girl, and the 3 guys were sexually assaulted, and the girl wasn't. This is like not representative of reality at all.
I don't think I was assaulted though. Yeah. I don't think I was assaulted though. I don't think we should put that in that because that would minimize the others. I was at a safe distance. The guy just pointing at his penis, and I just ran. I
was in a taxi at the front street in Shiraz in Iran, and the taxi driver all of a sudden starts and then this me in like I was like a teenager, I think. Yeah, he starts rubbing my leg. And he says, "Where do you want to go? Like, you know, I can take you wherever you want." He starts rubbing my leg, and I'm like, "I want to get out right now." He's like, "No. Like, just tell me, I'll take you wherever you want." And I'm like, he keeps rubbing my leg, and I was like, I started shouting, "I'm like, get me out of here! I want to get out right now!" And he just pulled over, and I got out. And I can't imagine like what it would be like if I was like a shy or maybe like a girl that wasn't comfortable and yell, because this guy was like, I had to yell a couple of times for him to stop and let me out, right? So I'm glad that I was like that outspoken and loud. But I remember being so shocked. I didn't know this. Like I felt like my entire manhood was like challenged or something, right? I remember like not telling anybody about it. Like I went home. I like when I got off the car, I was like just sat there and I couldn't comprehend what just happened. Like I was like my mind was in a sort of shock, right? And I remember being so upset about it and so ashamed of what happened to me that I didn't want to ever. I thought at that time I'm taking this to my grave. Like nobody was ever going to find out that this happened to me, right? I like when I went home, I didn't tell my parents or anybody, right? But I know that if like a whole bunch of people like beat the crap out of me, I would have gone home and I told my parents, and we would have called the police, right? So but this is how I know that this could be more traumatizing than actually physical harm, because I know that that would be something that I would be comfortable telling people about. Like if somebody beat the crap out of me. But this, I would like, I'm not telling this. This is going to be a secret that I'm taking to my grave. So emotionally, I think that was more devastating than if I was beaten up, which is weird. But now I'm okay with it. Yeah. Chris.
Mine's a fairly long story, but I'll try to keep it pretty brief. I was working with developmentally disabled individuals. The owner was a bishop, and I got invited to the Christmas party to work over at his and his boyfriend's house. So I go over there with one other coworker. I was 17, 18 at the time. Got there, everybody except for him and his boyfriend were gone. Me and another 17-year-old, 18-year-old male were there. Had a couple drinks, invited us to get in the hot tub. They all got naked and got in the hot tub. I was not comfortable with that, but I was also raised not to be homophobic. So I was like, well, I'll keep my boxers on. It'll be fine. Got into the hot tub. Wasn't 5 minutes before they were trying to get me to take my boxers off. Repeatedly told them no. Went to get out of the hot tub, and he grabbed my boxers and tried to pull them off. I hit his arm and ran away. Talked to my friend that was there later, and he won't talk about it to this day. I, probably 10 years later, went to the church's Facebook page and posted about it, and they claimed that he was never a bishop there.
Did you, okay, how old were you again?
I was probably 17, 18 at the time.
Did you consider calling, like telling the police or filing a report or something?
Never. I didn't want anybody to know about it.
Yeah, it's weird, hey? Like, if you, I don't know what it is, but you feel like you did something wrong. Like, did you feel like ashamed?
I didn't feel ashamed. It was just embarrassing, and I didn't want anybody knowing. That, and I didn't want to lose my job.
Oh, yeah.
Which I ended up getting fired a month later, I think.
I saw both Susanna and Harris wanted to say something. I saw you guys both unmuted yourself. Harris, I saw you unmuting yourself.
No, I was just listening, and yeah, it's just there's something about it that it's just embarrassing. Like, even though, as I said, my little story, now I look back and I'm like, yeah, well, I was very lucky, because you hear about all these other types of stories, and there was no contact, and the guy was like 6 meters away from me, and I just ran. But there is something in you that it is embarrassing that you don't want to talk about. I remember I never told that story to anyone until much later, and even in that time, I was like saying, yeah, like I can. I was making some joke that's probably not appropriate right now. That how fast I can run, but it just subconsciously plays in our mind that we don't want to talk about it, as though, I don't know what it is. I think we know that if we told someone, most people would not blame us for that, but it's still something that we're like, no, I don't want to talk about it. It's bizarre.
I think as men, we're trained by society to feel like we are the ones in control, and we are the ones. Women are the subject of. I don't know, like we don't, like other people don't come to us. Like I think it's demasculating. That's what I want to say, right? I think it's demasculating, and you don't want to be seen as you could be put in that position at all, and it just challenges your entire identity that you're trying to build, and you want to be alpha, and this looks very beta, I think, like, and you feel like insignificant for even being put in that position, right? I think that might be Susanna.
I mean, first of all, I want to say thank you to you guys for sharing those experiences, because it's not easy. I have a lot of sympathy than just hearing the descriptions of it, like makes my skin crawl. And especially thank you for sharing it, because it's not easy as men. It's even more stigmatized for men. And I think it happens to more men than we're even aware of, and they don't talk about it for a lot of the reasons that Armin was highlighting. I think it goes beyond just an alpha and beta thing. It's a universal experience, or I shouldn't say universal, but what happens to the psyche of the person who is being assaulted is what is being communicated to them, especially when that person is a minor, is that you don't matter in that moment. That's what's being communicated, is that what you want, what you're okay with, doesn't matter. I'm taking it from you. You don't get to say. It's a violation of one's own will in that sense. And it's more than demasculating, or it's a complete stripping of that person's volition. It's extremely difficult for all people that happens to. But I think certain ideals of masculinity make it even more difficult to discuss. And I think this happens to a lot more men than we're ever aware of. I can't say much, but within my immediate family, of all the people I know who have been assaulted, it's all men.
But it does happen to women more.
Certainly. But I think it happens to more men,
way more
than we acknowledge.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I agree with that. I do also want to bring up something Chris said with regards to being raised not to be homophobic. I do want to address that because I do think that a lot of people have been raised to think that not being homophobic means that you shouldn't be disgusted by gay sex. And a lot of people think like, oh, that means I should. I mean, you could be this. Like, this is why I think like anti-homophobia is not working very effectively, because people think that they have to like it, right? Because, and I think we could get more people not be homophobic if we tell them like, hey, it's okay to be disgusted by it. That's not what we're trying to fight against. You just have to not tell other people how to live their lives if you're disgusted by it, right? Because I think that's why a lot of people have a resistance to, like, I know a lot of people that think like it's disgusting, and like other people like, no, if you find it disgusting, that means you're homophobic. You should stop finding it disgusting. And then I get a lot of people will feel like, I guess I'm homophobic then, right? But if you tell them that, you know, if you don't like, think about like, if you don't like mushrooms, we're not saying that you should enjoy mushrooms now. We're just saying don't eat mushrooms, but don't hate on people who enjoy mushrooms. That is basically what we're saying, right? So because Chris had this idea of like, oh, I went into there with, you know, they invited me to the hot tub. Was it a hot tub? Yeah. And I didn't want to go in there because I was raised not to be homophobic, right? No, I mean, I'm pro gay rights. I'm one of a very active gay rights advocate. And I don't like even getting like too close to other men, like even touching too close, I get like grossed out by it. Okay. So, and that's okay. That's okay. But what do you, Chris, you want to say?
You were pretty close to me in Berlin.
Are you going to start talking about that towel at Rebecca's house again?
I actually figured out why Harris is saying these things, but I'll talk about it later. Chris, go on.
I know. Oh, we got to talk about some things.
Chris.
I don't think being disgusted by it is so much okay.
It's okay.
Not having it being your preference is fine.
I think being disgusted by it is okay.
I think being disgusted by you having gay sex would be fine. But the idea of having disgust because of other people doing whatever they want to do as consenting adults is almost church lady-ish.
I disagree. I think, for example, let me give an example. Imagine like there are people that are into kinks, for example, that if you think about it right now, you probably would be disgusted by it, right? Or like the idea, for example, the idea of 2 80-year-old people having sex right now. If I imagine that in my head, I would be disgusted by that right now, okay? But am I happy that 80-year-olds are having sex right now? Yes, I'm very happy that they managed to enjoy them having sex with each other and be having happy lives. 2 80-year-olds having sex, like great, they're having fun. Or there are kinks that I really would get grossed by if I could imagine it right now. But if they're enjoying it, I'm happy that they're enjoying it. But I would be disgusted by it, right? I think it's okay for you to be disgusted by it. That's not something you can control. If you
Just not disgusted at them.
Yeah, no, you could. For
Chris
example,
is agreeing. Chris is saying the same thing as you, Armin.
I think we're just using different wording. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. I think that you're both saying the same thing. He's saying that it's okay, like you can be disgusted by the actual act, but you're not disgusted by the fact that they're doing it.
No, yeah. What I'm saying is, like, if I imagine 2 men right now having sex, I will get disgusted by that by thinking about that, right? But am I happy that they're doing it and they're enjoying it? Yes, I'm happy for them. But I don't have to.
What about throwing a girl in there as well? 2 men and a girl. And one guy is doing the other guy and the other guy is doing the girl.
Okay, this video should not get me monetized. We should, like...
Horace, what are you doing to us?
What do you think? It's okay. Give us too many super chats already. Chris, but
you have the nerve to act like we're
the pervs. Yes. Wait, what Susanna, in private, we came up with a theory for Harris for why he's saying these things. What was our theory? I forgot our theory.
Well, there was the
maybe leave it for the private.
No, he's afraid. He knows we're on him. He knows that we're probably right. But what was it?
One of them was.
I have said it for a very long time. Let's not discuss our personal things, like
it wasn't personal.
really personal. No. What we get turned on by, what things we like, etc. Because it's just a can of worms. It just goes somewhere. Privately, I'm more than happy to talk to you about my endeavors.
Okay, he's begging us. He's basically begging us to shut up. So let's not talk about it.
Oh my god.
Okay, fine. Let's not talk about it.
We had some juicy conversations, though. I swear.
All right, let's leave it after we end the stream for this. So, but Chris, before we end the stream, do you see my point though? Like, do you see the way I use the word discuss and what I mean by it?
Yeah, I think we were just on different wavelengths,
right?
Basically saying the same thing. So.
And I think saying it the way I do, it actually helps gay people because it removes a barrier for more people to realize, okay, I can be not homophobic, right? I think if we tell people that if it's okay to be disgusted by it, and they could be not homophobic while maintaining that disgusting feeling, they realize that it's easier to be not homophobic because they're like, all you have to do is like keep being disgusted by it, but just don't be, as long as you're okay with other people doing it, then you're not homophobic. I think that's it. More people will feel like, I guess it's easy to not be homophobic, and you will get more people on your supporting gay rights side if you remove the barriers like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think it's good for gay people if you tell people like, hey, if you are grossed out by mushrooms, it's okay. Just let other people enjoy mushrooms. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and once you started saying that, I started thinking more of in the light of I can bash religion and not bash people, and being able to separate the two.
I mean, technically, this is not even bashing it. It is just saying it's not for me.
Right.
I would be you're not saying that people should be disgusted by this. You're basically saying I'm disgusted by this. It's a personal preference. That's what it is. That's all that it is. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're gonna end the stream here because I really want to talk to Harris about this. Okay. All right, guys.
I need to call you out on some things, Mr. Sultan.
All right, guys. Everybody in live chat, subscribe, guys. Please.